Budiman is here, Hakim Badri, as well as Faiza. Yeah.
Maybe to start off, maybe you can just introduce, where is Nurin is not here. Nurin is here, sorry. Okay, yeah. Nurin and Zu is here. Okay. So maybe you can start introducing, Faiza, yourself.
Hello, hi Prof. Sata. My name is Faiza. I'm from Sales and Marketing Department from AeU. Nice to meet you.
Sales and Marketing, what exactly do you do, Faiza?
Recruiting for enrollment and also the marketing events, activities with the team. And with me today is Mr. Budiman and also Mr. Hakim. We are from the same department.
But do you approach corporate client, corporate, HR director of organization for your program to get their employee to enroll in your academic program?
Yes, sometimes we go for corporate as well for enrollment.
So who do you talk to typically in your enrollment? When you are talking to corporate, do you talk to HR, recruitment? Who do you talk to?
From HR, recruitment department.
HR, okay.
Yes.
Okay, Alhamdulillah. So is Budiman and Hakim also performing the same role in your department? You call it sales and marketing, right?
Yes, yes.
So all of you report into Chitra?
Yes, Ms. Chitra, correct.
Prof.
Okay, good. Alhamdulillah. So I think for Nurin and Zu, I know that you're supporting Philip, working with Philip. And Philip, of course, the head honcho, the D-man who's going to make this happen. So, I am sure that you all have received the slide and you've gone through. You know what to expect. I will not be covering the appendix. I will not be covering the appendix. It's more for you to read. But I also will not be covering the details, except where I want to focus on the business development, how to sell, what are the possible objections that you will probably have, and for Faiza, Budiman, and Hakim, but how do you do cross-selling? When you are talking to of course, you do your normal routine, talking about your recruitment staff for your program, and then at the end, you may, of course, during your, dialogue with the HR folks or recruitment folks, you can mention about the leadership development program that we are offering through SPEED. So your main day-to-day contact is Philip, Mr. Philip, together with Nurin and Zu. But I will be supporting SPEED all the way. My commitment to ensure that this collaboration is a success. Yeah. Okay, to start off, Philip, over to you. You'd like to say a few words before I start on the presentation?
Okay. First of all, Prof, thank you for this session. Also to the sales and marketing team, I have actually informed Prof that the sales and marketing team will not be directly involved in marketing SPEED product and services. You'll be doing on a best effort basis, meaning to say that whenever you have the opportunity, you will do a little bit of promotion, and then you will pass everything for us to engage. I think I informed Prof that apparently previously Prof was given the impression sales and marketing team will be directly involved in marketing SPEED products and services. I think I make known that will make things that will put everything into perspective. So we will know how to work together in the best way that we can. So Prof, I'll pass to you. Is it?
I don't know what happened. I was just being cut off. So can you hear me? Okay.
Now, yes.
Yeah, I heard that you were saying, the last thing I heard you saying that the AeU team will be doing it opportunistically, not directly. So please continue.
I ended with that actually, Prof. So I just want the sales and marketing team to know that I have made known this to you. So then we are clear of the expectations and all that. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Okay, let me try to share the slide. Where are we? So let me see. How do I cannot, interestingly, I'm not allowed to share, is it, Philip? Can you see the slide now?
Yes,
Yes.
yes, we can now.
Yes.
We can see, okay, let me just put on the slide mode. Yeah, not sure what do you see here?
Not the full screen.
Okay, now this is okay. Let me. Hardly I use Zoom most of the time. Okay. Let me see. View normal slide on slide master. This is some reason. Give me a minute now. Where do I find the full? It doesn't show no. Philip, are you still there?
Yes, yes, I'm here.
Okay, let me see.
Okay, I think now it's good.
Okay. Let me just sorry about this. You're still recording it, correct?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so a little bit about our organization. I think just for the benefit of the AeU team, that our formal collaboration between DLI New York and AeU Speed has been forged, and I think the agreement has been finalized, and now we are in the midst of course, implementing it. And this training or virtual briefing is part of this program of implementing or launching the program. And I will not go into detail, but I think I've sent this on email you have read. So what we are focusing at CEE is to help clients at the board level, mostly at the board senior leadership team. So worldwide, we work with organizations to ensure their board and senior leadership team are ready for the disruptive world. Whereas the DLI is our global research arm, which does all the research regarding all our program, and also they own the IP, intellectual property of all our program. And DLI is a joint venture in US between CE and I Group, which is a US-based company, and we have a headquartered in Asia Pacific in Hong Kong. So DLI basically is the organization that is, as I said, own the IP, and they are the one that has entered the contract with AeU Speed. Okay. So the way we work, this is more for all of you to understand the way we work. We are not a training company. So I have to be very clear upfront. We are not. There are thousands of training companies, HRDC certified or approved provider, accredited. There's many hundreds and thousands. So we are not. We are in executive development or executive education, focusing on executive development at the senior and mid-level. Of course, we start with the board. The CE does the board. DLI does the mid to senior level. And our program are all mostly customized. We do have public program, but we don't focus on that. but we use a public program which SPEED is going to organize more as a means to draw in participants for our in-house program. So in other words, our public program is more as a means to create awareness of our executive development or executive education program. Yeah, and we have a team of instructional design and curriculum architect in New York, which work with me to design programs, and we have done work in Malaysia for the last 30 years. And you've seen some of the names in Appendix 2 behind, Petronas, Bank Negara, Samdabi, Prolintas, Standard Chartered Malaysia, and many others. There are many companies, both in the GLIC and GLC, as well as also multinational cooperation with Malaysia as the where they have presence in Malaysia. Yeah, please stop me at any time, all of you, when you need to ask any question.
Okay, sure.
And then I will not go into this. Our mission and vision you can read, and our work has been based on research and practice. So we are not, as I said, not a training company. So all our work is look at contemporary, what are the latest research in terms of development, and what are the what we call the leadership, current leadership challenges that organizations are facing in terms of ensuring the success of their leadership team. Okay. Now, earlier I mentioned about our CE. I mentioned about CE. We focus on the board and senior leadership, whereas DLI provide the engine, the design, the proprietary tools, but if you look at our mission, it's always been about developing transformational inspirational leaders. So DLI support our mission at CE to ensure that all our program, executive development program, always focus on the people. Although we do have process and technology, which we use to support the people development, leadership development, but our focus is all on the people. Everything we do is all helping the leaders, the team leader, HOD, even at the board, on how to ensure sustainability of the organization through transformation, through leadership development. Yeah, and we have a team of coaches, facilitator worldwide and in Asia. On our website, you can see there are 4 to 5 in Malaysia, plus in Singapore, China, Hong Kong, in the region, Australia. But in Malaysia, we have about 5 senior coaches, facilitators to support me if I'm not able to deliver, or if the client has specific requirement where I can leverage on their expertise. Okay, so with SPEED, for example, our work with SPEED, we are looking at the 2 key program, which is the Disruptive Masterclass series and the Executive Coaching. In both of these programs, I do have resource beside myself in Malaysia to support if the need arises. Yeah. Okay. Any questions so far?
All good from my side.
Okay. Okay. So I'm not going to go through everyone, but there's a link. All these are hyperlinked. Yeah. So you can go in and look at it, but I will just give you a very quick 1-minute overview of each of them. The organizational consulting services look at transformation like M&A, merger and acquisition, or company going through merger, and how to be able to support them. So that's what we do. We have team worldwide in Malaysia as well, who has been involved in M&A, merger and acquisition. And we have board and CEO advisory. Like myself, I provide support to CEOs like in Prolintas, PNB, or to Alex Sports on how to be able to help the board and the CEO to transform the organization to the new way of working. Then we have outplacement. We call it executive career transition. Again, you can click on each one of them later. You have all the slides. You can click and go into the detail. Then we have organization transformation consulting. This is more about the competency development, talent development, about identifying the future, where we are today, where we want to go, how do we get there? These three questions that we help organization to identify the strategy, the competency to drive the new organization or the future organization forward. Then we have digital transformation consulting. We work with several organizations, Singapore, Indonesia, in US, or in Saudi Arabia, how to transform their organization to be digitally ready for the new. So if you have client tell you, we are interested, we want to be prepared to be digitally ready, or we want to talk about digital transformation, let us know. We can support, and we have done work in our 2022 book. We have a large case study about Microsoft, about work we done with DBS Bank on how to transform the organization. Then the other one is the disruptive and crisis management consulting. When an organization goes through crisis or want to prepare for crisis or prepare for future disruption like future pandemic or future crisis, like for example, there's going to be a meltdown in terms of the economic or because of the currency, or it could be due to geopolitical. Like US now with the new Trump administration, the 47th president that is coming on board next month, where you can see a lot of disruption. So how to prepare organization. Then the second last one about consulting is about organizational culture. So there are clients when they ask you, we are going through this. We want to be more customer centric. We want to be able to help our leaders to be more develop the ability to adopt design thinking, for example. So how do we transform our organization to be able to, be more quality driven, whatever it may be? What's our culture is defined how things are done around here. So again, we have tools with our partner in EDA in US on how to use AI. All our tools are AI driven in US, where we can interview and then develop the framework based on our behavioral interview with all the key stakeholders to look at what it takes to succeed in the new culture. Again, these are AI tools by our partner called Executive Development Associate, or EDA in US. And lastly, talent management and succession planning, where we do identify talent, people who high potential, where they organization want to prepare for the successor to CEO, successor to HOD, successor to certain key stakeholder, key role within the organization. So we would work with organization to ensure that they are ready. This is part of what we call talent management and succession planning. Okay, so on the left is all the consulting services. Before I move to the right, more important to the right is what we're going to talk about. On the left, any question so far about the consulting that what you can offer to your client?
I think it's quite, I'm speaking from my side. It's quite clear, Prof. There's a wide range of services that you are doing. And at least now we know the structure, how it works. EDA is in the picture and all that. Yeah.
So for example, when, there's a merger going on between Bank Pembangunan, SME Bank, and SME Bank, Pembangunan, and Exim Bank. So EU, I'm not sure whoever is involved, you may go to the bank, talk about the outplacement, career transition. So there's a lot of need. Or we talk about some of the clique, they're going through transformation. They want to implement digital transformation, like what we did for Johor Corp in Malaysia. And we help them to transform the leaders to be digitally ready. And we have testimonial on that. Okay, so just to the team from AeU. So you can look at that, and then again, as I said, if there is need, brief Philip, let us know, and I will be more than happy to see how we could support you all in qualifying, in what we call it, helping the client to understand the opportunities that that we can be, or the possibility of us to be a valued partner to help them. Now, on the right, the first two programs, the executive coaching and the disruptive leadership masterclass, is the core program that we are focusing with speed and AeU. The first one, I'm going to go in detail later. Executive coaching is one-on-one development, one-on-one with CEO and C-suite to help them to be better leader, to help them, to support them to grow into their current role or future role. Yeah. The second one, the Disruptive Leadership Masterclass series, there are 6 programs. Later you will see where you can help them to provide support to the C-suite, the HOD, how to equip them with their contemporary leadership skills. Then we have crisis leadership. Again, not many, you can Google and you find that there are not many organizations offering that. There are a lot of crisis training. But our crisis leadership masterclass is based on our research, the 2025 book called The Making of a Crisis Leader. You can click there, you can click on the link, and you can see all the details. It's very unique, it's highly contemporary. Again, this is a very, as I said, unique value proposition that not any other training company can offer. Then we have Prophetic Leadership Masterclass, where for Muslim organization or Muslim GLC like Petronas or like Samdabi or PNB company or Khazanah Link company, they may want to include some of the prophetic values and competency into their leadership development program. So we do that in Malaysia. Then we have high-performing team development using our research, score-based research, how to develop a high-performing team using the 5 approaches. Again, the SCORE model. And you have critical thinking bootcamp for a company that wants to embark on entrepreneurship, wants to include entrepreneurial thinking, wants to include cognitive readiness to ensure the leaders are ready with their ability to make decisions. We have this critical thinking bootcamp in 3 to 5 days. Usually it's 3 days, can be up to 5 days, depending on the client requirement. Then we have high potential development program that recently we just concluded with Kuasa Land, part of EPF, to develop all their 40 of their high potential to prepare them for future growth under EPF. And lastly, we have program under a series of program under Udemy, which is virtual leadership for clients who sometimes they want to offer to their masses, big number, but they cannot afford to pay upfront, so they can have me into their virtual program. So let me just pause here. So on the right are the programs that we are the training. On the left, all the consulting. On the right are the training, executive development, executive leadership program. Okay. So let me hear from AeU, the team. Very quiet, Azima and the rest. Does it make sense to you? Is this something that you heard from your clients so far? Hello?
No, not from me. Previously, we went to NHCCE. I've spoken to one of the training provider, somewhat similar when it comes to leadership. But I believe it's like you said, this one is a little bit different because it's quite niche. To disruptive leadership masterclass. Usually it's just common leadership training, things like that. Leadership and communication.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I mean, just keep your ears open as you talk to your client, you go out and talk about your recruitment for your program. And just ask a few questions. There are a few questions that I will prepare some questions for you, but some questions that I'll ask, what are the biggest challenge, your leadership challenge, your team? So, you talk to recruitment, sometimes they may not have the answer, but they may bring you to see their HR, talent management or talent development, or the head of HR, they can answer the question. What are the future leaders? What are the issues? One question I always ask is, what are the challenges that your current leaders face? What keeps them awake at night? What are the issues? About finding talent, about engaging the workforce. Do they know how to prepare their future workforce, how to prepare the future successor? They identify, develop them, and later, Philip, you have the 2019 the transforming the next generation leader, the soft copy, right?
I have the book. I do have soft copy. I'm not that sure. I need to check.
Okay, then I will send you. You can forward to the AeU team, because that book is the 2019 book is more appropriate. The reason because it has a very detailed, the question that need to be asked in terms of to HR, what they need to understand in terms of developing future leaders. So I will send you that. You can you can forward to them. Yeah. And then hopefully that will including Noreen and Zhu, you may want to also be familiar, because it will give you a perspective about question that you can anticipate, from the prospective client. So I'll send you that slide. Just remind me. I'm sorry, the book, the 2019 first. So for the AeU team, read the 2019 first, and then read the 2023. Because the 2019 is more important. It's very basic. Talk about leadership challenges, about leadership development, coaching, about masterclass series, about developing the future leaders, crisis leadership. Okay. Okay. So, where are we now? Let's see. Okay, so a little bit. We're not going to go through these. These are some of the awards that we have. We are established, for the last 20 years, and we won several awards. Okay, so you can read this. Okay, why am I not able to move to the next slide? Okay. Okay. Okay, this is some of the clients that we work. I can't put everyone, but you can go to the link at the bottom there, testimonial. So some Dalby is Malaysia Petronas, Standard Chartered, ANZ. Some are in Indonesia, Malaysia, US. Seagate is US, American Express is New York, US, McGraw-Hill's US and UK, Fairmont, Jakarta. So we are quite diverse. In Malaysia, we have quite a lot of clients that we work. You can look at the names there on the appendix 2 behind, or you can look at the link that I given you, the testimonial. You can have a look, okay? These are our board of advisors. We work with global thought leaders who are able to provide input for the board. So when you talk about board services, remember just not talk about CEO and board services. So these are the thought leaders that will support me when I go to market. Of course, the fee are quite, are different. So these are global thought leaders, yeah. And they endorse my books. So now come back to our collaboration with Speed. So when we talk, one of the first questions is, who is DLI, or Disruptive Leadership Institute? Why is AeU or Speed working with them? So you need to talk about our research-based transformational model. So when we talk about organizational success on the right, the green, that's the outcome. So to be able to ensure success outcome of the organization, you need to work on the leaders first. Leaders, the self-leadership team leader need to enhance their competency, knowledge. And what is important is not the outcome or the success of as a leader, and outcome of the success as an organization boils down to one key element, which is the positive mindset, the growth mindset, which is about disruptive agility, disruptive mental agility. Yeah. So you need to understand when you talk to client, when you talk about, hey, one of the things that what makes Then you can share with them. You talk about future leaders based on our research, our partner research of Disruptive Leadership Institute, and also the Center for Executive Education. What we have found that any leader success, which contribute to the organization success, is depending on one key element. That is having a very positive mindset. Okay, and again, this is what I just talked about: the leadership model, the disruptive model. You want to read about all these things? There's abstract in the website. You can go at the bottom there. You see there, disruptiveleadership.institute/books. There's a lot of abstract from 2020, 2023. We also have the 2019 abstract, so you can look at it and then help you to understand when you talk to clients. There's a new leadership model. So what is the new leadership model, which was published in 2023? And I provide a one-pager. You can see there at the bottom, disruptiveleadership.institute/leader_framework, where there are 6 elements. The latest, what leaders need to have in the disruptive environment, in the what we call the digital environment, is adopt learning as a strategic advantage, what we call learning agility. Learn, unlearn, relearn. So you need to continuously adopt this ability to acquire new knowledge. And it's important to understand that knowledge is the currency of today, of leadership success, is about knowledge. How do you acquire knowledge? Second, the LEE is experimentation, innovation. You must empower your team to be able to, leader must allow the team to make mistakes within certain parameter, of course, to develop the ability to try out new ideas. This is how Google grow. Google use the innovation model that we talk about in our cognitive readiness in the book. We have a case study of Google, how they've been very successful. Yeah, and the third one is agility and speed in transforming the organization. And agility is about how fast can you move in response to the change outside, as opposed to resilience is how quickly can you bounce back from failure. So the E and A, the leadership, the LEA, the E, experimentation. When you fail, you need to be able to demonstrate agility by bouncing quickly and to be able to use your resilience. Yeah. So this is all included in our program, our leadership program. And how do you be decisive, rapid response in making decisions is very important, especially in disruption. There are things are moving quickly in crisis mode. How do you respond quickly? And how do you have empathy? A good example is Satya Nadella of Microsoft, and how they're able to transform and develop their leaders to be able to prepare for future growth, future disruption by developing a deep sense of customer centricity, understanding about the customer, their internal, external customer. Internal customers are the employee, the team members. External are their client and partners that you work with. So you need to listen well, empathetic listening, and then be able to provide solutions. So you need to first start listening. And how do you do that is to use design thinking as a tool, yeah, as a tool. And lastly, resilience. I mentioned, remember just now, but resilience is how fast you bounce back. Agility is how quick you respond, but resilience, when you fail, when you face obstacle, how do you navigate the change by quickly maneuvering, quickly learn the new skills to be able to ensure success. So this is the leader, the new leader model that all of you need to be familiar with. Again, go to the link there. If you do not want to read a book, to take this is the 2023 book. Again, as I said, this is secondary. The primary is the 2019 book, but you can read by going online, the link there, the Disruptive Leadership Institute, leader-framework. Go and have a look. Any question? No? Okay, let's the first program, the Leadership Masterclass. We have a lot of experience in this. This is the first program in our collaboration with Speed. We have identified 2 programs, the Leadership Masterclass series and the executive coaches. So let's talk about the masterclass. So since 1982, I've been involved in executive development. So it's quite more than 40 years. Of course, I started with the lower level, the frontline level, working with organizations like Forum, Mercury Forum, working with organizations like Mercer, Hay Group, and many other training, global training organizations. We took all this lesson and we created a series of programs through our research. So a lot of our research is based on the DLI research. Yeah, so you can see from the extreme right, you see the transformation in casually. That's the 2019 book that I was talking about. That I will send the soft copy. Then the 2020 book, which during COVID, leadership disruptive time, how do you manage digital transformation and managing disruption by COVID? So that is the 2020 book. So the 2020 book is more focused for digital transformation. Then you have the third book, the 2023 book, which is Leadership Disruptive Time, Negotiating a New Balance, is the post-COVID world, about how do you transform organization to be prepared for future disruption like climate change, geopolitical, like the supply chain disruption because of the new global order, like Trump, when Trump took over in 2017, he put into a lot of what we call the protectionist measures, protectionism to make America great again. So there's a lot of disruption. A lot of leaders are not able to handle that because they do not know how to handle the disruption to the business disruption. And we can expect again when Trump take over in January 20th, again as president, when there be more disruption. That leads me to prepare for the crisis that we are facing next 4 years. The latest book, The Making of a Crisis Leader, which is going to be out in probably first quarter, February, March. We're going to launch this book and to prepare organization and leaders to face the many challenges that the crisis that we're going to face. Yeah. So all these our program, our masterclass program, take into consideration all this latest research. That's why we are, as I said, we're not just another training company. We are an executive development. We work with, organizations that work with us have sent their staff to Stanford, to Harvard, to Oxford State Business School. So we have worked with many organizations, even GLIC and GLC, because they can only send 1 or 2% a year. With our program, we actually can design similar in terms of approaches, and you'll see later, even better because of the flexibility that we offer to our client. We can make it more contemporary, practical, relevant, and we customize, whereas most of the program that you attend, all these global university in US, Europe, or UK, they are not able to customize to the extent because they are all like a public program. We have 1 or 2 for each company. For us, we can customize, we can develop the program. Yeah. So what's our value proposition? So number one is about global best practice. So based on our research, what are the global best practice? Every 2 years, we will refresh our competencies. And then we ensure that the participants have the right set of competency to navigate the challenges of tomorrow, whether it's disruptive, digital-driven, or whether it's about crisis management. And it's about action. So the third point is about action. We focus on them. We help them on how to transform themselves and their team and their organization. So it's not only themselves, the team, the organization, yeah. And lastly, how do you create a climate of engagement, employee engagement, productivity, so that people are engaged and continue to bring success to the organization. So this is our value proposition. When you talk to HR or talk to talent development leader or talent management, so it's very important to understand that we are not talking about just any training. There are many HRDC programs. So we are the one, we want to be positioned in our value proposition that these are contemporary, practical, and relevant programs. There's highly action-based learning. Yeah, and this is where we are different from other training provider or other service provider. Okay. So the CPR approach that we at DLI and CE, we use the word CPR, stands for contemporary, practical, and relevant. So this is how we differentiate ourselves across, with other organizations, providers, service provider. We leverage on the latest concept of leadership development, which could be multi-generational. It can apply to all levels, disruptive, environment, digital-driven. And it's practical because we use tools, case study, examples that would help the organization and participants on how to transfer immediately to their workplace. Immediately. And third, relevant, where we talk about relevant here is about how can the organization ensure that the participants are spending the time, resources. The time is most important. The resources effectively, because we're going to make it relevant for them as a manager, as a senior manager, in the context of the organization. So when we work at Johor Corp, for example, we work on QSR. We work with QSR restaurant, Pizza Hut, KFC. We work with KPGA Hospital Network. We work with Johor Land, Johor Plantation, Kulim, on different contexts. And what we do is that they all are able to implement using an action-based learning project, workplace project. So it's not just a training, but they have to implement what they have learned. And you can see the testimonial on Appendix 2 from Johor Corp, from KPJ. There are 600 of them went through the program before COVID. Yeah, and you can see the impact that they have on the organization, because they can bring back what they have learned to the organization immediately and help the senior leadership team, the CEO and the C-suite leader, to implement, execute their strategy. So this is the CPR. Any question from anyone? This is very important. This is the unique value proposition. Zul, Nurin, because you need to work with Philip, you need to understand this when you talk to client. Nurin, Zul?
So far, okay, Prof.
Yeah, off my mic.
Okay, so go back and read up, and then again, as I said, we can dialogue, we can have a group chat, we can have, a question you may have, so let me know. So our design of the program, so you always have all our design, our leadership masterclass, you have an expert facilitator, depending on subject matter. So it is disruption, about future generation, about crisis, about developing future talent. I'm the subject matter. So we have other subject matter in Malaysia, worldwide, who we can leverage on. For example, a client wants to be able to do design thinking, or although I can do it, if they want to do specifically within a specific industry, we can bring the people on board. So that's expert guidance. Second is a case study. All our program, we have real life case study. Like for example, digital transformation, we use DBS Bank, World Best Bank. We use for innovation, we use Google and Starbucks. Then for customer centricity, we use project management, we use Microsoft, and so forth. So we use case study that will be relevant to the organization. Then we break them up into groups. We bring them in. They will do assignment projects over, could be 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, depending on the design of the program. And then they work on what we call action-based learning. And sometimes we have group coaching, depending on the client budget, resources. Like for example, Johor Corp, PNB, Prolingta, sometimes they have coaching in between. They will put in, they invest group coaching where the leader will come in together with me. I will help them how to execute the project to ensure results. Okay, so this slide and the one CPR, these two are very important. Of all the slides on Leadership Masterclass, these two slides are very important about the unique value proposition, how you sell. These are what makes us different. That's why they pay the money they pay, and they have to see, because they need to understand the value that they're getting from our program. Okay. Okay, then there are 6 programs. Again, these are programs that we have successfully developed and delivered. You can have the synopsis, you can go to the link there. You can go and look at synopsis. You can even look at the testimonial from clients that have gone through this. The first one is leading digital transformation and disruption. Second one is talent development, developing future leaders, disruptive leaders. Third one is on crisis management, how to use the crisis framework. The fourth one is about developing high-performing team using the SCORE framework. The fifth one is about driving employee engagement using the RBL framework. And lastly, the sixth is about transforming innovation-driven culture with design thinking framework. So these are the 6 most popular programs that we have launched worldwide in the disruptive series. Of course, there are other programs we have done. Depending on the client requirement, we can tailor-made the program, depend on the client specific needs. Okay.
Yeah, Prof.
And
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Prof. Prof. Just a quick question. In our arrangement, there will be a 1 day and 2 days public program. So within a day, you can only cover 1 module. Am I right?
Correct. One program.
Just one. So okay.
Yeah, we don't want to overstretch. For example, the most common program that you find is program 4 and 5 for public program.
Okay.
Yeah, because program 1 normally you can do 1 day. If you want to do 2 day, I would recommend 4 and 5. That 1 day it will be 1 and 2.
Okay.
Or 6. The reason because the 1 day is more introduction, because the leading digital transformation is highly customized. So if you do a 1 day, it's okay to introduce them the concept so they can bring back. Yeah, the 1 and 6 usually do is 1 day, is more like a public program. Yeah, okay. So if you want to do 2-day public program, I would recommend 4 and 5. Or can you do number 2 also. So 2, 4, 5 can be 2-day public program. 1, 3, 6 can be 1 day. The reason because 1, 3, 6 are very specific to the organization need. So if you have many people from different companies sitting in 2 days, they will not benefit as much because we cannot cover the customization required for such engagement.
Okay.
Yeah. But all of them usually in-house can be 2-day or 3-day, or can be a series of, if it's 3-day, can be 2-day, then they have a break, they do coaching, they do group coaching, and they come back the 3rd day. Then you can take a break, they come back again. So like 𝐂.𝐑.𝐈.𝐒 is over 2 years. Initially it was 12 months, then they extend it to another 12 months. So it depends on the client requirement, Philip. So we can be very flexible. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Then the next program. Sorry, you have any other question you want to ask me?
Yeah. Another question, Prof. Going back to the previous slide, how can this be made relevant? Let's say we have a lead from this Higher Education Leadership Academy. I think you have heard of it, ACAP. We do have a contact where we are supposed to meet them and talk about collaboration. So we are looking at leaders in higher education. So in that respect, out of these 6, which will be more relevant that you think will be needed for leaders of higher education? So
this academy, you're talking about which academy is it?
Higher Education Leadership Academy.
Okay.
It's called ACAP, AKEPT.
Okay. If you ask me for that, higher education, they are leaders themselves. They are managing institution, right? So yes. I would look at program 5 and program 4. first, in terms of priority, when we talk about higher education, like any other organization, is about ensuring success, correct? So program 5 would be your first priority, then program 2, then program 4. Program 2 is about preparing their successor, their next generation.
Okay.
I use the word disruptive digital leader. That's for public, but you can even change it. You don't have to call disruptive. You can transform in the next generation of leaders.
Yeah.
You know, so it means that they need to plan for their successor before they can move up. They need to have. So I would say number 5 will be ideal. Number 2, we have to tweak the title. Then number 4. Number 4 is about once they talk about themselves, then how do they lead the leader. So program 5 is about themselves, about how they drive success with their own initiative, their own effort. Number 2 is about preparing for future successor. Number 4 is about developing leaders to execute their strategy. So they cannot work by themselves. They need to have a team. So I would say 5, 2, 4.
2, 4, and 5. Yeah.
Correct. But you start with 5 first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Another area that.
What we can do, Philip, since you have identified a potential need, so we can discuss further how do we strategize to come up with an approach. You know, really, you can have a call with them, or like this similar virtual call. We can discuss, or if I'm there in KL, we can meet up with them as well. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else, Philip?
No, that's all.
Okay. So now we're going to move on to the benefit of our AeU team, sales and marketing team. So this is the second program under the collaboration with SPE. We call it the Executive Coaching and Development. So first of all, again, I'm giving you the link. If you have read through, executive coaching is about one-on-one, highly personalized development for the senior leader. Okay, there's another program which I did not mention here, but we have another one. It's called corporate coaching. So it needs to be very clear. They are different. Huh? So earlier we talked about the 6 program. This 6 program, there's one is not there, but previously I have one called Developing Managerial Coaching Capability for Leaders. Basically, how do you as leader be a corporate coach, be a managerial coach by giving feedback, performance feedback, when you need to give KPI, so that is actually a training program. That's managerial coaching, performance coaching, feedback. Okay. Whereas here we are talking about is executive coaching. It's different. This is for senior leaders, is one-on-one. So whereas managerial coaching can be in a group of 20, 25. We can do that. What is different? The managerial coaching earlier I mentioned is more giving them training to equip them with the skills on how to give performance feedback when employees are not developing or not moving in the right direction, not meeting the performance objective. Whereas this is a bit different. This is all about developing the senior leaders' leadership capability, which will impact the organizational success and performance. So what we do is we help them to raise their self-awareness, giving them feedback through psychometric assessment, through stakeholder interview about their strengths and areas of development. Okay, and normally executive coaching worldwide is delivered. It's a highly skilled activity, capability, which is delivered by externally trained and certified coaching professionals called coaches. Yeah. So the senior leaders who will be coached, they call coaching. Then you have the sponsor. The last one, the sponsor are the immediate boss. Or if the CEO is a coachee, then the board member or the chairman of the board would be the sponsor. And the role of sponsor is support the coachee in terms of giving feedback on the day-to-day, because the coach cannot be there every day. The sponsor will observe the performance of the coachee or the leader being coached, and therefore it's called a tripartite arrangement. So you have the coachee, the leader being coached, you have the external coach, and you have the sponsor. So these three parties work closely to ensure the executive coaching success. And there's a link there. You can go in, disruptiveLeadership.institute/coaching. You can see the details. Okay. Now, so that is executive coaching. Then we have a very highly successful worldwide given recognition form of coaching called transition coaching. Now, transition coaching is different from executive coaching in the sense that the transition coaching focusing on leaders or going through new role or being identified for future role, like for example, high potential. Okay, in other words, leaders who are preparing themselves to assume like a future CEO or future C-suite, COO, CIO, CMO, CHRO, or any future HOD. So how to help them to ensure their success. So there are 4 bullet points there. Moving, these are the targets. So when you hear that, oh, someone be promoted or the company, is hiring new CEO. So you can ask them, so what are the plans to support this leader who are going through transition? So we call it role-to-role transition. Okay, so you're moving the managerial talent to this new leadership role. And so that's one. The second application or second opportunity will come in when they bring in new leaders on board and they want to have first 90-day success. So first 90 days or first 100 days, they can have a transition coach to be able to help them to achieve quick wins. Then you have succession planning. So when you have leaders, C-suite, because whenever there's an impending CEO departure or like in GLC, every 3-4 years, there are rotation. Leaders be moved around. So we can help them to prepare them for future success. And lastly, the high potentials. And who are these high potentials? High potentials are leaders who have been identified, who have the ability to perform higher role, have the ability to demonstrate early success. They can do the job. They want to do it. They are highly engaged. So these are called the high potential. So in my 2019 book, there's a whole chapter 4 on this. So read up when you get the book, read up that, understand who are these high potential. So we provide support there. And the idea of the transition coaching at the end of the day is about how do we help this talented executive to address the obstacle in their success. Okay, yeah. And there's a link there at the bottom there, disruptiveLeadership.institute/art. Art stands for Accelerating Role Transition. You can have a look at how we designed the program to help coaching future leaders. And our transition coaching framework has gained global recognition. On 2nd October 2023, because of my work, the CEO Weekly in US has identified our transition coaching approach that helps C-suite leaders to navigate future role. They have acknowledged and they have accepted this to be one of the best tools available worldwide. Okay, so there's a news coverage there. You can look. So what we do is that we talk about this is a proprietary tool. We have the expertise to develop, and one of them who myself and a few others. We have developed this tool, and worldwide, I work with clients to implement this. And this is the approach. Again, you can go to the website and read. So also in the 2019 book, you can read up this. What we do, we will listen to the company, what they want to develop the leader. We listen to the bottom there, the individual leader, what they themselves expect. So there's always a gap, okay? A gap between what the leaders want, what the individual leaders want. And then what the company wants versus what the leaders want. And there's a gap there in rate. The development gap can be addressed through action plan. And how do we, before we develop action plan, we will do a transition readiness assessment to see what are the gaps that the leader has in terms of developing themselves. Yeah. So we use the ADAM framework, which I will talk about it in a short while. So then through a series of one-on-one session every month, we will meet for, it can be 6 months or 12 months, depending on the client requirements, budget. So we can develop a customized approach to help the leaders through our transition coaching framework. Okay. This is just a reference, a stakeholder interview. So we have tools to help the leaders how to map out the first 90 days transition for their immediate boss, their team, their stakeholders, their colleague, peers, their family and friends. Because we talk about transition into a new role, especially when we have a COO transition to CEO. There's a lot of challenges they face. So we need to get them ready. Yeah. Okay. And this is a transition readiness tool. There's an online tool, AI driven. So we have a series of questions 360 where the person can go through and then they would answer the question. Their boss will answer, their direct report will answer the question, and that will help them to be able to bring this into reality and success. So how do we do that? We use the ADAM approach. So the ADAM approach is basically very straightforward. So we start with A, assess. We will do psychometric assessment, 360 assessment or behavioral event interview, or we do stakeholder interview. Then we will have the DEAD. D is the discovery through debriefing of the interview assessment tool, result of the assessment. We debrief the coachee, tell them where are the gaps. So need to create a level of self-awareness. Once they are aware, then how are they going to close the gap through action? Put in place action plan. This is a series of one-on-one conversation with the coach, with the stakeholder, could be the boss, the sponsor. Then we will measure midway and the end of the coaching, we will measure the success, the metrics for success to be able to see how effective it is. And then the organization will decide whether they want to extend it, or could be 6 months, another 6 months is 1 year, could be another 6 months or 1 year. So it depends on the organization, what plans they have, what challenges the new leader or the coachee would anticipate to experience, and we will help them to be able to develop. Okay, again, there's a link there, disruptiveleadership. At the bottom, you see there, /Adam_model. You can read more from the website if you want to know more. Again, I won't go through this. It's very detailed. You see the 4 steps. Okay, at each step, what do we do? You don't need to know this detail, but again, I just share with you. Sometimes when we do proposal, we will include this to the client. And some of the benefit of coaching, we are not consultants. So consultant is coming up with answers. We don't provide answers. We ask questions. We help them to address the difficult challenges, get them to be able to answer those tough questions. So that's what we do. Okay. Then most of the time, what we believe is that what is important is how can we prepare them for future and focus on the future. We ask a series of questions, very tough questions, to get them to be aware. And one thing we need to be mindful, coaching is not mentoring. Again, in the book, the 2019 book, you can read, or the 2020, I will be giving you both the soft copy 2019 and 2023. The reference make reference to 2023. Also, you can read 2023. But 2019 is easy to understand. You can read and you understand that one of the biggest challenge that people do not understand, mentoring is usually you have more experienced colleague, someone who has done the same role, can provide support to a junior inexperienced, the word mentor-mentee. Whereas coaching is very performance-driven, very task-driven. They look at competency and skills. Whereas mentoring look at career development, career progression. Okay, so the immediate manager of the coachee is a very important role as sponsor to assist in the coaching of the leader. Whereas more mentoring the immediate manager is not involved directly. Normally, you have another mentor, another senior, could be a peer to the boss, or could be a colleague who has moved to another different role who can support. So mentoring is not coaching. They are very, very different. A lot of people do not understand that and misunderstood. Although we do mentoring, so one of the things that I do is to provide mentoring framework, how to select mentor, how to match between mentor and mentee, or the leaders who are going to be going through the mentoring program. So we can do that. We have done it many times, how to set up the infrastructure, set up the framework. Yeah. So a little bit about our panel. So there are 6 competencies there. So you can see there, they have all our coaches need to have prior business experience. They're not academia, they're not HR. They have P&L responsibility. So they need to understand the challenges the CEO and C-suite level face. They need to have extensive management experience, coaching experience. They have a reputation as a professional coach. They are subject matter expert in leadership development with proven credential. They have client testimonial, and they have proven methodology, which is the ADAM and the transition coaching. And our coaches are either ICF, IPMA, or IOC, which is the Harvard, which I'm a member of all 3. Yeah, Harvard Medical School Institute of Coaching. Yeah. So I will not go through this, what I mentioned about experience, track record, you can read through this. And our differentiator is that all of our coaches are senior level. There are a lot of coaches out there in the market. They charge very low fee because they don't have enough experience. They are academic or life coaches. We are executive coaches. This is different. And we have tremendous experience, track record in terms of bringing results, developing leaders, coaching for future success. And we have the breadth, we have the pool, we have resources. I have access to 30 to 60 worldwide, 30 in Asia Pacific, 60 worldwide coaches that I can work on through my EDA, Executive Development Associate, through DLI, and through other partners in the US who can help us to deliver project worldwide. And all of them are trained in our various coaching methodology, transition coaching and ADAM coaching methodology. Okay, these are the next 2 slides, just to give you an example in healthcare, KPJ, when I was involved in KPJ in Singapore, the Ministry of Health in Singapore, I'm a resident coach. So I help most of the very senior, the CEO, agency, the minister, even the minister, the junior ministers, they've gone through my program. So we focus on building trust, building collaboration. This just give me an example. If you want someone to ask you example, this is an example where in the healthcare sector it's very complex, especially during COVID. So I coach a lot of leaders in healthcare, how to be able to manage patient-centered care, how to manage regulatory, especially the challenges they face during COVID. So we need to focus on building trust, embrace change, acceptance, and also how to develop innovative problem-solving decision-making. So this is one example. Then there are different, we focus on C-suite. Of course, we do HOD as well. So for C-suite, their focus is more about strategic thinking, influencing other leaders, about long-term influence, organization, sustainability, impact. Whereas HOD, more about operational skills, about giving feedback, performance feedback, department success. So it's very different. So the approach that we embark on, depending on the level of the leadership, is different. So it's not one size fits all, it's different. Okay, our structured approach that is designed for different level ensure that we are engaging the leader at their level, addressing their challenges, and tailored to the scope of influence within the hospital or within the organization. So these 2 slides just give you an example in healthcare, how we transform. Okay, so I'll stop here. The next few slides about my profile, you can read on your own. But I'm also a member of the Harvard Business Review Advisory Council and the awards that I've received and so forth. So I won't go through the rest. Okay, so then you have many these are some of the details of the books. There was an interview that I was about preparing for future leaders. I was interviewed. You can read the question to understand about how to address the issue that HR, CHRO are facing. Then these are these testimonials. You can see from Johor Corp, from QSR, about the program, how contemporary the program, about they went through disruptive leadership and digital transformation. Okay, then you have KPJ, Tabung Haji, you have Vietnam, Indonesia, generally. You have TM, MEF, Petronas, Aeon, generally in team performance. Panbil is in Indonesia. Then you have Prolintas under PNB. Then you have Kelantan State Government. Okay, Suruhanjaya Perkhidmatan Negeri, Tengku Temenggung. Okay, who invited me to talk on a masterclass on transformational leadership. You have Jacob again, this time around about coaching, partnership, coaching culture, transform. So they have a very large number of leaders going through a 2-year program to prepare to be executive coach. So the company provide the resources, funding under the PCTP, Professional Coaching Training Program, certified by the International Professional Managers Association in UK. It's a certifying body. You have MRT Corp. Then you have SP Satya, Bank Rakyat, Seagate in the US, Prasarana. Then you have Rapid Rail, KPB, the cooperative, Affin Bank, Standard Chartered Bank. Then you have Prime, part of the Prasarana, ANZ, American Express New York, Electrolux in UK, Modec in Japan, Seagate again in, so this is Singapore. Earlier was the US, this is Singapore. Generali, Indonesia, AstraZeneca Indonesia, Seagate, and again, Post Malaysia, Jurong Community Hospital. This is another Standard Chartered Global. This is the global head of cash management based in UK. Then you have Bank Muamalat, and the rest, I think, McGraw Hill, Pride. Okay, this is Jurong Hospital, Singapore. Then you have NUS, National University of Singapore. Then this is in Germany, which is the Novartis, and Financial Times, Marina Bay. That's it. Any questions? So you can connect me on LinkedIn. For those of you who have not connected, you can scan, take out your mobile phone, scan. Then you can have my e-card. You can scan and keep my e-card on your phone. You need to communicate with me through WhatsApp. It's easier. So all my contact details are there. So I will stop now. So we have me about 10-15 minutes. So I'll stop sharing. Any question? So Faiza, Budiman, Hakim, does it make sense for you guys? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we get. Yeah.
Budiman, Hakim, does it make sense?
Of course, there's a lot of
Where is Faiza disappeared? Is it too much for you all? Any question?
So far, we will need a little bit of time to digest all this, but of course, very interesting.
Over the weekend, I sent you the link, all that. Do you read up? Have you a chance or busy with other stuff over the weekend?
Yeah, Prof. I drove to Kedah throughout the weekend. I just got to know I'll be coming to the meeting, right? But I did read through the website. Also, I've already added you on LinkedIn.
Okay, good. Budiman, any question, Budiman?
Yeah, Prof, I don't have any questions, but I'm looking at your slides all the way. So I think it's a good value added to, especially to our FLQ students, because most of them are they are owning their own company. So part of our sales, we can also tell them about this program. So I think it's a good thing for us as well, for our sales.
Yeah. I know we will be organizing a talk in January. So with Speed, you can invite them also to come.
Yes,
They can
of
see
course,
me.
of course.
They can see me in action. Yeah.
Sure. AePLQ candidates all definitely they will come. And also our DBA students.
Yeah, DBA students, because they have their own job, so they will be a good target.
Yes,
They can
exactly.
understand and appreciate the leadership challenges that I'm talking about.
Yes.
Faiza, any question? You disappeared, Faiza.
She's missing in action.
Missing. So she
Yeah.
thought she can escape.
I'm here.
So how?
Baru
Any
sampai ke?
question? So you heard what we talked about, Budiman mentioned about the DBA students, and so these are people who are practitioners who are running their own company. They may have a need for their own organization. So Nurin, any question? Senyum aja Nurin. Tak ada apa-apa, tak ada question.
I'm okay.
So?
Prof.
Tak ada. So okay?
So far, okay.
So I think the sales process, this is my suggestion. Of course, Philip's your main contact. So what I would suggest, you need to qualify as you in your dialogue, as you talk to your key contact in organization, corporate. You know, when you talk about your own business, you ask a few questions. What are your leadership challenges? How do you prepare leaders? And then when they ask you, why do you ask that? Oh, we have this new partnership, Speed, you know, our subsidiary, where we have with the Disruptive Leadership in New York, we can offer a program. So then if they are interested, okay, let me get Philip, and then you bring Philip into the picture. So Philip will qualify it, and then I will come in, you know, either virtually or in person, depending on how big the organization is and scope. So we can, you know, meet up with the client and then we explore. So I will come in after the pre-qualified, qualified opportunities, qualify, and then to maximize my time, you know, to come in and meet up. So, and you are part of the team. So Faiza, Budiman, Hakim, I don't know whether, are there any other people in the sales and marketing? How big is your team?
We have another two staff, Sangeeta and Tanusha, but they are on leave today. And also we have Miss Chitra.
Yeah.
Have
So
six,
maybe
seven
for
of us.
three of them, maybe when three of them are not here, Philip has recorded this session.
Yeah.
We can share with them first, and then, you know, if they need, I can catch up again with all of you, and you can have a regular dialogue. Inshallah, I think this is something which I've, you know, Dato' Ansari and I go way back very, very long time, and I be wanting to work with Speed, with AeU first, then Speed since 2010. So how far back? 14 years ago. But unfortunately, there's so many changes in Speed. Now that Philip is on board, I'm very happy, and I told Dato, that's why I decided to, you know, rejoin. And also Dato is arranging for my reappointment. I was a adjunct professor with AeU twice, 4 years each time, but nothing much happened. This time around, Dato is involved, and Philip is involved, and okay, now Prof. Raihan is the DVC. So let's see. So I may even teach as a visiting professor for the DBA program or the MBA program. Let's see. But my primary focus is to make this collaboration Speed a success. So this is we have a formal collaboration, formal MOA, memorandum agreement. We have already put in place. So we're going to move January 1st, but to move full swing. So now, Philip, it's a lot of groundwork to do. We are going to start off with our what you call it, executive briefing and the formal signing ceremony of MOA in January. Have you decided on the date, Philip, already, based on Dato availability?
Yeah, I just checked this morning with Sofian. He's still trying to secure a good date, but I've informed him it's going to be between 20th and 24th. So we are working on the date. We will come back to you soonest. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I'll be in Jakarta because I forgot. Yeah, for the crisis management workshop. So that's fine. So I think more important to get the Dato date. I'm flexible. I can flex. You know, if I'm not traveling to US, I'm okay. Or if I don't have a prior committed engagement like Jakarta, I can switch client, no problem. Yeah. So good luck. So I think there's a beginning. So I will send you, from my end, I will send you 2 books, the e-copy you can share with the AeU folks, team member, and also the other 3 who is not here.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, so we will take it from there. So, Philip, over to you to close. Anything?
Yeah, just before that, Prof, I have this one last question to you. Since you have so many contacts, your network from your past works and all that, how do you think you can assist us in opening doors for us to go in to have the first discussion? I mean, of course, not with the same person or the same organization. It can be anyone. But how can you do that for us? In that respect, that it's easier for us to approach some of the organizations instead of we go in and knock on the door on our own. Yeah.
So what we can do, of course, the arrangement why we are working with Speed is that you have your own network of client and all that.
Yeah, yeah.
But for
that is
our
one.
DLI CE network, yeah. So what we can do is why when you do the briefing, executive briefing in January, I'll be sharing you all my contacts, so you can invite them. So most important to get them to see me, because then you can instead of greeting one by one, get them to come to the event, and then you can your team can follow up, get them to come, and then it's easier. Then you, Noreen, and Zhu can meet up with them face to face during the briefing. So that's why we need to plan the briefing quickly. We have ample time, so we need to keep if you need to do it late January or February, doesn't matter to me, but we need ample time to prepare. So what I will do to help you is to prepare the list of contacts. We can specially invite them to come in to attend the training.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So in the contact, you have the mobile number. Some of them you have the mobile number and all that. So but before you call them, out of the blue, they will be wondering why. So it's easier to invite them to see me. They will attend if they're scheduled. If not, ask them to nominate someone from HR. So from there, you can have a face-to-face interaction. It's also save time. You can have a large number there. So that will be the beginning. Then from there, you have their contact, they're registered. Then you can meet up with them separately if you want to. That's what I would recommend.
Okay, Prof. I think just nice. We are running short of time. Another 1 or 2 minutes for the link to work. So thank you very much, Prof. For that insightful session. We will definitely do our homework. Least worry that we will try to make this a success. Yeah, Prof.
We will, yeah, I'm committed. So we will make it. We definitely, Dato has wrote to me, make sure that this will be successful. So we are committed, inshallah. And he is very supportive. He's very supportive. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, bro. Assalamualaikum.